Do you know that old story about how when the first race to the space between the United States and the Soviet Union was in full swing, Americans spent millions of dollars trying to invent a pen that could write in zero gravity in space, while Soviets were using a simple pencil? Today I'm going to tell you more about the story, because there are a few things that are not factual in the story. First of them, NASA didn't spend a dime inventing those pens. How do I know that? Because I do have one of them. It's called the Fisher Space Pen. This one I've got from my sister for my 30th birthday as a present, as a gift. And well, as you can see, it is in the shape of a bullet. It's .375 to be exact. You can look around it. It looks like a bullet, but when I open it, it's a pen. So that's the first thing that is not factual about the story. NASA didn't spend a dime. They bought the pens for a regular price. They were already made when they bought them. The second thing that is not factual is about the pencils. Because obviously you can't use a pencil in space, because if you think about it for a little bit, just a second, how does a pencil, a regular pencil work? I don't have a pencil in here, but yeah, whatever. The pencil works in a way that when you write with the tip on the paper, the graphite in the pencil drools. Which is not a problem if you are writing in a space where there is a gravity, because the gravity makes the graphite dust fall to the ground. Well, if there's no gravity and graphite dust starts flying all around, you may or may not know, but graphite is conductive. It works with electricity. So if a graphite dust gets into the computers and the systems, it can actually short the electrical circuits, and it can cause a catastrophic failure. It was not a graphite accident, but a similar accident actually was behind a blown rocket before the Apollo 11 mission. And that's when NASA decided to buy these pens. What is factually correct is they did cost over $1 million, but it was $1 million of money that Fisher himself invested into inventing this pen. What is so special about the Fisher Space Pen, you may ask? I do have the pamphlet, or whatever you wanna call it, and I'm going to read you a little bit, because it's written better than I could say from my own words. But just to do a quick overview, because before I go into the this pen is truly amazing. First, unlike regular pens, which have open tip at the other side of the filling, these are closed and pressurized, which means this pressure allows the pen to write upside down. Don't believe me? Just test it. Take a regular pen you find laying around any desk at your home take a piece of paper, put it on a book or some hard surface or whatever, and start writing upside down, and you will see how fast that pen will stop working. This is so special about space pens. They do not stop working when they are upside down or in whatever angle. Another thing, unlike regular ink, they use a special gel which allows them to write in extreme conditions. You can write with this pen underwater. You can write with it from like minus 35 degrees Celsius to like 120 degrees Celsius. This is above the boiling point of water. These pens are amazing. But to say more about the pens, let's read about the technology, alright? Technology of the pen. As you can see, there's a little picture which says, first, the tip. The point that you use to write on the paper is made from ultra hard tungsten carbide ball. If you have no idea what's a tungsten carbide, it's basically a material that is used to make bullets that penetrate armor. Yeah, it is extremely hard material that is used for armor piercing rounds. Yeah. Stainless steel precision machined socket prevents leaks and oozing, yet delivers instant uniform ink flow. That is this little silver thing that holds the ball, which makes the ball rotate like in the bearing, right? Viscoelastic thixotropic ink in the hermetically sealed and pressurized cartridge writes 3 times longer. That is true. It is not a usual ink, it is a gel. You can look throughout the YouTube and find a lot of videos of people breaking their cartridges and the thick gel comes out. I'm obviously not going to do that because I do not have a spare cartridge and it would be a waste to destroy a perfectly good cartridge I can use for writing. So if you want to see that, go check out the YouTube. Sliding float separates ink from pressurized gas. That is number 4. And yes, there is a seal that separates the ink itself, the gel, from the gas. And the gas is pressurized to almost 50 psi when full. That's a lot of pressure in such a small device. Unlike ordinary ball pens, which rely on gravity to feed ink, the Space Pen's cartridge is pressurized at nearly 50 pounds per square inch. The specially developed ink is continuously fed to the ultra-hard tungsten carbide ball, housed in a precision machined stainless steel socket. Even though the ink cartridge is pressurized, the special viscoelastic ink doesn't leak. That is true. I have this pen for like 3 months now. No leaks whatsoever. However, due to its thixotropic properties, when the ink is subjected to the shearing action of the ball rolling in the point socket, it liquefies and allows the pen to write smoothly and dependably. Sealing the refill eliminates evaporation, wasted ink, and bag leakage, and it won't dry out even in an estimated 100 years. With its thixotropic ink in the hermetically sealed and pressurized ink cartridge, the Space Pen is the only type of pen that allows the users to write in the freezing cold and boiling heat, over most greasy surfaces, underwater, and at any angle, even upside down, as well as in the gravity-free vacuum of outer space. That is all true. I haven't tried the searing hot over 100 degrees because, well, obviously I don't live in a place where there are temperatures over 100 degrees, and I do not want to put the pen in the oven just to test it, but I did try to write it when it was freezing cold outside under 0 degrees. I did try to write with it underwater, and I did try to write with it on a lot of different surfaces, even upside down, and the pen is amazing. It is a great feat of engineering, and I truly love it. Now, the story behind the pen. In 1946, Paul C. Fisher became a part supplier to Reynolds Pen Company, the first ballpoint pen manufacturer in the United States. The early pens, in Paul's own words, were a disaster. The oozed out the point, leaked out of the back, and dried out while still in the pen. When actually written with, the ink took so long to dry that a signature could be easily transferred a week later. But when Reynolds went out of the pen business in 1948, Fisher Pen Company was born, and in 1949, when glycol-based inks were introduced, Fisher became a believer in the ball pen concept. He vowed then to make the best pen possible. Fisher, now recognized as a technical pioneer in the ballpen industry, in a 2001 interview said, "In 1966, when men had started to fly in outer space, I thought, they will need a pen with a sealed pressurized ink cartridge so that it can be used in the boiling heat and freezing cold vacuum of outer space. So I tried to make a pressurized pen, but all of the available inks kept oozing around the ballpoint. I was frustrated until my father, who had passed away, came to me in a dream and told me to use a small amount of rosin to stop the oozing. Rosin did not help, but through trial and error, we did discover that certain rubber-like synthetic resins did. We have invested thousands of hours and millions of dollars in research to develop the Fisher pressurized space pen. It excels, even under extreme conditions. Since 1967, the space pen has been used on all manned space flights, American and Russian. After 55 years of research, my associates and I are proud of what we have accomplished. We did it without any NASA or government funds. I don't know how much NASA spent to test it though. And they did. They did test these pens thoroughly. And they work. And that is why it is used today all over the world. It is a very favorite gift and a very favorite collectible throughout the world. An amazing feat of engineering. And the very last part is why I'm telling you this story today. I love a great engineering story. I love the genius of overcoming obstacles that others think are impossible to overcome. And this pen is a proof that when you set your mind to a goal, when you work hard and when you go through trial and error, even the impossible can become a possible. That is the story of $1 million space pen. I'm Havran, and thanks a lot for watching today's video. Cheers, guys.